Okay.
Hi, Jordan. What brings you in today?
I'm just feeling like I need to get some help. I've been feeling really just afraid of dogs my whole life, and it has been hard, but recently, like my husband, he needs a service dog for his epilepsy, and I want to love him and support him, but it's just it's really overwhelming, and my fear is taking over, and I'm just not really sure how to handle it on my own anymore. So I think it's finally time. My wife's been or my husband's been encouraging me, and I think I need to get some help.
I'm glad that you came in, and I can imagine that it can be very overwhelming, wanting to support him and what he really needs, and then of course trying to figure out your fear with dogs. Did anything happen when you were younger with a dog, or have you just always been fearful of dogs?
I got bit by a dog when I was younger, and I think I was 7, and it was just a Chihuahua, but I was so young, it was just one of those memories that just forever stuck with me. And so I think since then I just haven't been able to really approach them.
That was probably very traumatic as a 7-year-old getting, bitten by a dog, and especially if that's one of your first experiences, being around a dog. So what I'd like to do with you, Jordan, is what we call exposure therapy. And there's a couple different avenues you can take with exposure therapy. And the one I want to do with you is called in vivo exposure. So that means in reality, in time, right now. And I want you to know that, this doesn't happen all at once. It could take several weeks. It could take a couple months. It just depends on how you are and how your anxiety or your comfort level goes throughout the different things that we're going to do. Okay. So I don't want you to give yourself a timetable or feel that, oh, this should be done in a month and then that doesn't happen. I don't want you to get discouraged. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to do, what happens with in vivo exposure therapy is repeated exposures will make your brain gradually be accustomed and relaxing in the presence of dogs. Um, so I want to do some exposure of auditory and visual representations of dogs.
Hmm.
One of the things I want you to do for homework, if you're okay with this, is I'm going to give you a paper and it's going to talk about seeing a dog if the dog is on the leash or an enclosure, or hearing a dog bark or growl, or seeing a picture or watching a movie that has a dog in it, or thinking about a dog or thinking about going to some place where a dog might be. And I want you to rate these from 0 being to little to no fear to up to 10, which is extreme fear. Do you think you would be comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because that will at least give us a start to see where you're kind of okay with when it comes to dogs and where you're really not okay. And that way we can start doing the exposure therapy, to help you, go through these things. For instance, right now, just tell me when it comes to dogs, what's your least little fear and what's your biggest fear?
Um, I think I feel okay with, pictures of dogs are okay. Videos are pushing it. But if it's just a picture, if I'm at a restaurant or if, a store or something, I'm okay. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I can be fine. But if it's a video, that's where it starts to get a little too much. And then, I mean, I don't I don't like to touch the dog. I don't want to pet the dog. Um, I think, seeing a real dog that would maybe put me over, but I'm willing to work on it.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. So we're definitely going to start with that homework first and just to gauge where you are with different things with dogs. And then I want to kind of give you an idea of where we will go from there.
Okay.
So after we just, decide what your least fear is to your biggest fear, we're going to start out slowly and gradually, because I don't want to trigger you. I don't want you to, have, get too much anxiety the first time. So what I'd
Okay.
probably start with you doing is having you sit there and close your eyes and imagine an encounter with a dog and tell me how that feels. Tell me what you're feeling, everything like
Mhm.
that. When we get you to a point where you feel comfortable just closing your eyes and imagining a dog with little to no anxiety, then we're going to step it up. Even though you said seeing a picture of a dog, it gives you heebie-jeebies, but
Mhm.
it's not like in total fear. We're still going to help you with that. We're going to get you feeling more comfortable and not having that heebie-jeebie feeling the moment you see a picture of a dog.
Okay, well, I'll be working on my homework for
Oh,
sure.
good, good. So after that, we'll move you to holding a toy dog that is a replica of a real dog. I don't
Mhm.
want to give you just a, regular stuffed animal that doesn't
Mhm.
really represent the dog. And then after that, we're going to have you go watch dogs play from a distance and slowly getting closer to where they're playing. And I will be with you every step of the way. So if you tell me a certain distance is just too much for you at that point, we'll move back a little more and just ease you into it. So after that, I'd really like to get you petting a dog while it's on its leash. And I know right now that probably is giving you major anxiety inside, like, I
Mhm.
don't know, but I think we can get you there. And then
Okay.
our final step would be spending time with a dog off the leash, because since your husband needs an emotional support dog for his epilepsy, you know, there might be times where you're going to have to take the dog for a walk or out to go to the
Mm,
bathroom or, and I'm sure you want to make this dog feel like it's a part of your family as well. Um,
absolutely.
so, these are just the things I really want to do with you to get you to where you feel like you and your husband can really take this step to get him what he really needs.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm willing to work on it.
Okay, I can tell you're feeling a little anxious right now,
Yeah.
and like I said, just know there's no time limit on this. We're gonna get you to where you need to be, where you feel comfortable, because the last thing we need is for you not to be comfortable. You get the dog, then that can cause all different, issues for you, your husband, and for you guys as a married couple. And that's the last thing we want for you guys. So,
Okay.
have you talked to your husband about this fear and, what you're dealing with?
Yeah, he's always known that and he's been really supportive, but I think, now that we're presented with this new issue, like we're both kind of ready for it to not control our lives anymore. So,
Awesome. I'm
he's
glad
been
that
really
he
supportive.
supports you. Yes, that
Yeah.
that's awesome that he's supporting you through this. Well, if you don't have any questions or concerns, do you think this time next week would be a good time for you?
That sounds great. I'll be here. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome, Jordan. And here's the homework I want you to do. I just sent it through an email for you. Go ahead
Great.
and print it off and, rate those things from, 0 being little to no fear all the way to 10 being in total fear. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.